Hi, I'm Hooked by Debbie. I'm going to be showing you how to make this Christmas stocking. It is very soft. It works out about just over 12 inches from top to bottom, and again 12 inches from heel to toe. You can make it in whatever colour you like. It is really simple to make. I use the Aran from Aldi, which kind of feels like a double knit more than an Aran. It's not that thick. And I'm just going to use up some of this double knit yarn from Hobby. I'm going to be using a 4.5mm hook, but you can use anything from 4 to 5. Obviously just me scissors and my needle. So let's get started. Now I'm going to be starting down at the toe, down here, and I'm not going to be working in the round. I'm going to be joining with a slip stitch and chaining one. So we're going to do our magic circle, and I'm going to start with 10 half double crochets into that magic circle. So we're going to yarn over, go through your hole, back up. You've got 3 on your hook. You're going to put it through all 3. So you've just done your first half double crochet. This is number 2, number 3, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is our last one, number 10. We just go back and double check that. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you've got your one that's just hiding back here. That's number 10. So I'm gonna close the hole, and then for that one that's just hiding back here, we're going to join with a slip stitch. So we pop that through there. Make sure I get both strands. There we have it. Pull it through and through the one that's already on your hook. So you've already joined it, and we're going to chain one. Now I'm going to give this a bit more of a pull because I don't want any hole to be visible. So now it's gone. Straight into round 2. We're going to do an increase round. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go back in where we've just joined. I don't know if I can pull it apart and show you, but you can see just here, this is going to be our first one. So it's right at the base of where you've just chained one. We're going to go in there and we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So we have 1, same hole, 2. And then all the way around into every stitch we're putting 2 half double crochets. You're going to end up with 20 at the end of this round. So I'll let you carry on, and I'll show you as I join with a slip stitch at the end of this row. So just pause the video. I've just finished that round, so I'm just going to double check with you. So we have got, do it this way, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 and 20. So we're going to join with our slip stitch. Get this in here with this one, pull it through and through again, and I'll chain one. Now we're going into round 3. We're going to do another increase round. So we're going to do an increase in the first stitch, which is at the base of your chain 1. So you can just see this little hole opening up here. So that's where we need to be. So there's 2 in this one. 1, 2, and then 1 in the following stitch. So every other stitch we're doing an increase. So the next one needs to be an increase. So 2 in this one, and then 1 in the next stitch. So just repeat 2 and then 1, and then I will meet you at the end to join with our slip stitch. Right, just done my last stitch on that row, we're going to join with our slip stitch. So this is the end of row 3. We're going to chain 1, then we're going to go into round 4, which is just a half double crochet round all the way around, no increases. So we're going to go into the base of our chain 1. That is our first stitch. So all the way around, we're just popping 1 half double crochet into every stitch. So between every increase round, we're going to be doing this normal round of just 1 in each stitch. So I'll let you carry on and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm at the end of row 4. I'll join with my slip stitch into this one, chain 1, and then for row 5 we're on another increase round. So we're going to do an increase in the one below our chain 1, so 2 in there, and then we're going up 1, so we are on 2 half double crochet, so 1 in the next stitch and 1 in the stitch after that, and you're going to repeat that pattern. So we've got an increase in this next stitch, 2 in here, and then 1 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches, 1 in that one and 1 in the next one. So if you want to carry on with the pattern, increase and then 2 half double crochets, I'll meet you at the end. So end of row 5, we join here with our slip stitch and chain 1. Now into row 6 is just our half double crochet round, so we're going to pop 1 into every stitch. Now you should have 40 stitches in the round now. So it's just 1 into every stitch all the way around. So I'll let you press pause and I'll meet you back here. So we're at the end of row 6. We're going to join with our slip stitch, chain 1 and go straight into row 7. So we're going to do an increase in this one here. That's 1, 2. Now we're up to 3 half double crochets in between. So I've got 1, 2, and then number 3. Back to our increase in the next stitch, 2 in here, 1, 2, and then 3 half double crochets, so 1 in the next 3 stitches. So if you'd like to carry on going around, I'll meet you back when we join up at the end. Right, at the end of row 7, we're going to join with our slip stitch, chain 1. Now we're in our normal half double crochet round. So for row 8, we've got 50 stitches in the round now. So it's 1 half double crochet into every stitch. Like so. If you want to carry on, I'll meet you back at this end. Come up to the end of row 8, join with our slip stitch, chain 1. Now into row 9 is our last increase round. So we're going to do 2 into the base of that chain 1. And now we're up to 4 half double crochets in the next 4 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next stitch is an increase stitch, 2 in this one, and then your 4. So if you carry on, I'll meet you at the end. Right, at the end of row 9, we're going to join with our slip stitch, chain 1. Now this is the last round that we're doing now in the white, so it is literally our last half double crochet into every stitch round. And you should have 60 stitches in the round now. That's as high as we're going. So if you carry on, I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, the end of row 10, we're going to do the same. We're going to join with our slip stitch. Whoops. And we're just going to finish it off like that. We don't need the white anymore. And I'm going to sew in both of my ends because it'll be a bit harder to do it further down the line. So on the inside, I generally go in the next stitch, like so, pull it down, and then just pop it through a few stitches at the back. And I'm going to go this way. And then this one I go back the other way. That's that one done. I'm going to go in and tidy this one up because I don't want it just hanging around. And with this one we can just go back under where we've done the magic circle and those half double crochets at the beginning. So now we fold it together and we have for row 11, we're changing to red, if that is the colour of your choice. So I'm going to see where I've started here. This is where we finished up. I tend to like to keep the joins together. And we're just going to add our red yarn. So we leave a little bit of a tail. That's joined on, and chain one. Now into every stitch we are doing a half double crochet. I'm going to go back into this one. That is our first one. And then this is our second. Third. So you're going to have 60. And as I do it, you hold the yarn behind you. So there's no sewing in to do. It does it all for you as you go round. You can see it's behind and it's kept it all in there for me. This might be the last one to hold it in, and as you can see, nice and neat on the back, and just keep working your way around with half double crochets. You're going to join in exactly the same way as you have been in all the previous rounds. You're going to do a slip stitch and you're going to chain one. Now we need to do this for 18 rows. I'm going to meet you back here just to make sure you're happy about joining it, and then you can carry on. So I'm at the end of the row now. Just join it with a slip stitch as you have all your previous rounds, chain one, and then you're going to carry on. Now you're going to do that for 18 rows, which will take you up to the end of row 28. So if you carry on, I'll meet you at the end of row 28 to start 29. So I've just finished the end of row 28. I've pulled a long length of yarn up. We're just going to leave it hanging because I don't want it to come loose. And we need to pop where you're working to the side. We're going to be working on this boot section here now, so we need to change back to white. And I need to find the middle. So we're going to skip the first 15 stitches because we know there's 60 in the round. So half of this round is 30, 15 will be half. And then we're going to be working up the boot section here. So as you can see, that is that stitch. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is here. So I'm going to pop it in the 15th stitch. It doesn't have to be exact. And we're going to join our white yarn. Like so, give it a tug down. And then, oops, I'm just going to do our chain one. And we've joined on. We're going to do 30 half double crochets. At the same time, I'm going to keep this behind so that I can join it in. So we have 1, Nope, need to go in the one below our chain, otherwise I'm going to miss a stitch, aren't I? So where we've done our single crochet, we're going back in for a half double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. I'll chain 1, I'll show you how we've got it so far. Make sure they line up. So this is what we're looking at. We're starting this section of the heel. Now obviously I'm not going to include this in the row count that I've already done because that wouldn't work. So I'm starting a new one. So this is our new row for row 1, and then into row 2. We've just done our chain 1 already. We're going to turn our work now because we need to work our way back along the other side into this first one. We are literally doing another 30 half double crochets going back down the other side. So you don't need to watch me do this again. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll meet you this end. Okay, I'm just about to do my last stitch. So I've done my, what have I done? 29. So this is number 30. So we need to go into the top and make sure that you get both sides of your stitch. And then at the end, it's chain 1 and turn your work. And we're going to go back in this first one, like so. You're going to continue doing rows. You need 10 rows in total. So I've just done 2. So I'll meet you at the end of row 10. Just keep working your way up. So I'm on my 10th row. That's just been finished. And I'm not going to chain 1 at the end. Not just yet. We're going to turn our work so it's inside out. We're going to slip stitch back down here. So what I'm going to do is go into the top of this stitch here and the top of my first one over here. Just try and move that piece of yarn out of the way. There we go. I'm going to pull that one a bit tighter and we're just going to slip stitch going along. So pick up every stitch on both sides and slip stitch. We're just closing up the heel. this one you're going to have to bend it round for this last one. So we've got these two here, and then we're coming back into these two here. Make sure I've got both on. Nope. Let me start that one again. Like so. I'm just going to tie it off like that and cut the yarn. And again, I'm just going to sew this one in. So I'm just going to weave it back through the top here, because this is on the inside and you're not going to see it. That should be enough. And then when we turn it back in the other way, this is what we are looking at now. So the 30 stitches that we've lost on this part of the red will now continue up to these 30. So we need to go back to where we finished off with our red. Make sure that's around the right way, and we're going to do a half double crochet round. So this one is actually going to be going back to your row 29, because we finished these 10 rows. That was something completely different. So we're going to do a half double crochet in the same stitch and work your way around. So we're getting close to the white now. And this is where we're going to be joining it. So I want to pick up this first stitch here. Sorry about that, my phone died. Right, so we've done our first stitch in here, and we need 15 up to here. So if you look at the sides of your work, you can see where you've done your chain one at the end. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. That's where we're aiming to put our stitches. If it doesn't work for you, don't worry. As long as you can get 15 on this side and 15 on the other side, we need to keep the count at 60 all the way around. So whatever works best for you, you're just doing a half double crochet into the top. So that's 2, and I've got 1 here. Get them in. 3. Some of them are obvious, some of them aren't. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, get them in the top of that one, 'Want to go straight through. Why won't it let me go straight through? There we go. 15. Then you're going to be working your way back down the other side. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. And 30. This is when you just carry on. You should have your last 15 here. So if you carry on, I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so I've just got to the end of that round. I haven't joined it up yet, but I want to double check with you, make sure you've still got 60 stitches. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 59 and 60. If you find that you're one stitch out, just pop another one in here. It really won't notice, just so long as you've got 60 still in your round. And then, I'm not doing that, we're going to join with our slip stitch and chain 1. So that was row 60, sorry, row 29 with 60 half double crochets in it. We're going to carry on working our way up the top of the stocking, and we're going to go up to row 50. So including the row you've just done, that's 22 rows of just half double crochets. So if you want to carry on working your way up, 1 half double crochet into every stitch. Make sure you have 60 in your round each time you go round, and I'll meet you at the end of row 50. Now we're laying the stocking flat, and we're going to be working in this back section here where the heel is, purely because when we join the two together, when we slip stitch back up, I want to be able to put the hanger on it without having to sew anything in, so this will incorporate it at the same time. So we're going to go into the back stitch here and join our white yarn, like so, and now we're just going to be chaining 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now this isn't how tall it'll be, obviously we're going to fold it over, so you're going to have a nice length there. We need to work our way back down, and we're doing single crochets. So we're going to miss this first one here, and we're going to go in the second one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Now pull that back down tight, that's where it should be, because obviously this was our joining one here. So there will be 24 in each chain that you do, because you missed the first stitch coming back down. That's your turning one. And then when you get to the back at the top, every time you're going to chain 1 to come back down. But when you're at the bottom, you're doing 2 slip stitches. Every time you get to the bottom, you're going to go into the next stitch here and slip stitch, and then the next one slip stitch. Each time I'm going to hold this behind so there's no sewing in to do. So the base of it is always 2 slip stitches, and when you're at the top it's a chain 1. So I'm going to turn my work. Now we're going to be going back down this side that we've just created. We're only ever going to be working in the back loops. Now this is going to be your first chain, because these ones are your 2 slip stitches. So you don't want those 2. We're going back in your first full chain. Obviously I'm keeping that bit down for now because we need to sew that in as we go. And we're going in this back loop here. So all the way along we're only going to be using these back loops on the whole thing. And we're going to single crochet back up just in these back loops. And there's only going to be 24, and obviously when you get to the top you're just going to chain 1, turn our work and come back down the other side again, only in back loops. So I'll do a couple of rows with you, and then you can pause the video and I can show you how we join them at the end. So this is just a basic ribbing that you would use even if you're doing a hat. Just add it on the bottom. I forgot to mention, if you wanted a longer stocking, just carry on with the rounds of the red rounds that we had of the 60 half double crochets. Just get it to the length that you like, because everyone's taste is different. Right, we're almost there. And when you get to the last one, you'll always find that it tries to curl in, but there is one hiding here, look, right at the top. This is where we're going to chain 1 and we're coming straight back down. So it's going to be in this one. I'll turn it so you can see it, and work our way back down again. I always find it easier to put the hook in at the top, just so that you know which is your last stitch. So I'll show you as far as the base of this one, and then you can carry on doing your single crochet rib all the way around until you get to your last 2 slip stitches into the base. You don't want to go back up and do any more once you've got those 2 last slip stitches in, because that's when we need to join it together. I'm going to double check how many we've got, just in case I need to do that last one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yep, it is this last one down here. That one there. Now we're going to carry on with our slip stitches on the stocking. So we've already used that one, we're in the next one here, but I want to make sure that I'm carrying that white yarn behind it, so there's no sewing in to do. So that's 1 and 2, and then you're going to turn your work and you're working your way back up again. So if you want to carry on doing that all the way around, when you get to these last 2 slip stitches, that's where I'll meet you, because we're not going up after that. Right, so I've just done my last stitch coming down, and then I've got these 2 to slip stitch into. So we've got the one that's free and the one that we started off in. Oops, and then we're gonna slip stitch this shut, but we're going to do it in 2 halves. We're going to do 12 stitches, and then we're going to make, like I said, the tassel bit. So we go through both. Well, you haven't really got one to go through on this side because it's with a starting chain, so we're going to go through both and both on the other side, because these are chain 2, and we're just going to slip stitch. Find your next one. So this is number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this is number 12. Now we're going to hold it there for a second. We're going to chain 25. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, whoops, and 25. Now we're going to do half double crochets coming back down. So we're going to skip this first one and go in the second one. and then through all three. Yarn over. And this is just going to be your where you hang it up with your hook. Keep working your way down. Almost there. This last one here. Now we're going to grab the other end and you're just going to find this end stitch here to put through your hook. Would help if that wasn't there, wasn't it? On there. Now this is where it gets tricky. We want this to be on the inside and then we're going to work on the outside. So I'm just going to slip stitch through these so that they're on my hook and keep it nice and tight. And then we're going to push it out of the way. We're going to find our next stitch, which is that one. Push this on the inside because we're hiding that. And then come back to this side and find your next stitch. Now we've worked in that one, so it's going to be this one. And carry on with your slip stitches going up. Now it'll all become clear when we get there. Almost at the end. There we go. Now I'm just going to finish it off and cut my yarn. We're going to sew this one in. So anywhere along the join that you've just done, just pop it backwards and forwards because this is going to be on the inside and you're not going to see it. So when you turn it out the other way, you now have your hanger to hang it up with. already attached, so no sewing on needs to be done. So I think you'll agree it is rather a cute stocking. Loads of room to fill it with treats, or Father Christmas will fill it with treats. And I'm going to be adding a name to one of these ones, which I should just embroider in, so I might do another video, we'll see. But if you like this video, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.